The greatest power you possess is your ability to choose. Join Lowe's Moore as he reveals how you can begin to maximize that power by exploring yourself on the deepest levels and committing to making lasting and positive changes. Get ready to achieve breakthroughs that will lead to accelerated growth and transformation, because you are now tuned in to The Blueprint.
Why the actions contradict the lamb. I'm fellowshipping when I'm with the fam. That's more relations, that's foreign and foreign.
Good evening and welcome back to the Blueprint Podcast. Again, I'm excited because, look, you guys always know that every time I come on, I'm excited. And, every day we wake up, right? Like when we woke up this morning, we should have automatically been excited, man. Because most of the time when I see people every single day, I say, hey, this is the greeting. Hey, man, how you doing? Or, hey, what's going on? What's happening? And you know what, people, good to see you, right? And you know what people say? Man, it's good to be seen, right? So, I mean, why not wake up in the morning and be excited, right? That you woke up in the morning, right? And every time I lay down, I expect to wake up. But if I don't, hey, we've had a wonderful life, but I want to say again, Happy New Year. I hope that your New Year's has started, right? Like you wanted to start. And, we assume, this is just an assumption, is that after every past year and we enter into a new year, right? It's just a day, right? The bills that you had last year is still here. All the things are still here, right? The question is, at the end of the year, right, have you become so defeated, right, that you say, oh man, if I could just get to next year, it's going to be different? No, it's not going to be different unless you change how you think. Now, if a new year helps you change the way you think, or like I said last year, the word of the week last year was last week was crisis, right? As soon as we hear that word, you're in crisis, right? And the key here's the key to dealing with crisis. You're either going to react to it or you're going to respond to it. And I hope that in 2023, right, you would take a responsive nature, right? That you will not react to it, right? That you will respond to whatever happens to you, right? Take a deep breath, right? Good news, bad news, starts to snow, right? Whatever it is, I hope that you would be responsive to it, right? I hope that you would look at it and say, hold on, let me take a deep breath. Let me pause a moment. Let me relax, right? And let me move forward. Because crisis will cause you to freeze or to go backwards, right? And I'm hoping in 2023, we be responsive. Because the reaction is, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. Oh man, the world's coming to an end. No, that's a reaction. But when you respond, the thing that made me a great basketball player, right, is no matter what, once I got over it, there's two things I always say, right, before I started to play. Number one, right, I will play with no fear, right? And number two, that I would play in faith, right? Because I knew I was prepared. And so, something happens, you get some news, right? I say in 2023, be responsive, respond to it, right? And, and here's a scripture for you. It said, the Lord said, I won't put on anything on you that you cannot bear, right? And you know what else he says? I'll make a way of escape. So when things happen to you and you get bad news, right? Respond to it. Think about it and transition into that place where finding the solution is there. I just have to be patient enough to find it. Again, thank you. I want to thank you guys for your support each and every week of the Blueprint Podcast. Excited to be back with you guys. Man, we got an exciting night tonight. I've had to make some adjustments from my normal setting, and we made the adjustment. And so I don't have my pebble in the pond, but I'm gonna act like I dropped the pebble in the pond because I'm expecting the ripple effect of this show. Right? You drop a pebble in the pond and you get a ripple effect. Right? And so let's get rolling. Right? Let me start off with my book of the week. Wow. Principles, by Ray Dalio. Right? Ray Dalio. And I don't know if you guys are on Facebook, but this seems to be one of the more. I actually have this book, have not started to read it yet because it's in a line of books, but I was interested in the title, right? I was interested in that. I think is P. Diddy and a number of other people you see on the bottom of the thing says Bill Gates, Tony Robbins. These are people who are, successful, wealthy, right? They're recommending this book. Diddy was recommending this book, right? And did an actual commercial for it, right? And I know that principles are powerful, right? So I can't wait to get into this book. I got like one or two books I need to finish first before I jump into this book, right? And I'll share later on the couple of books that I'm doing right now, but you should check that out. And then my word of the week is principles, right? Principles, vision, strategy, right? As I said a couple of weeks ago, when I was doing the show, we were talking about vision. We're talking about planning, right? I mean, don't come to the end of 23, because you should come to the end of 23 and look back at 23 and said, in January, I created a plan. I had a strategy. I developed purpose, assignment, right? So at the end of 23, you could say, this is what I accomplished, right? It's, what it's like? It's like I'm about to go to I'm about to leave to go to California, right? But I have no map, or I don't put it in my GPS. So I have no idea how I'm going to get there, right? When you have vision, when you have goals, when you have principles, when you have strategy at the end of 2023, right? In the 2023, you're going to look back and said, I was able to accomplish this small range goal, this medium range goal, and this long range goal. And I'm going to be happy at the end of the year because I'm climbing that ladder, right, to more success and more growth. And then now here's my Pierce Harper affirmation for the week. Yeah, let's jump right into that. It says here, you don't get energy, you release energy. That's a statement that says, when I get up in the morning, I already have energy. I'm releasing energy, right? I'm not looking to get energy. I am energy, right? We all of us that are born alive, right? If we're alive right now, we possess energy. When we lose energy, right? When we lose energy, when we stop feeling like we can't get up, we can't get motivated, right? All we have to do is look within ourselves, because the energy is there. Our heart, every time our heart beats, every time we breathe, that's energy, right? Energia, right? And that energy is there. You just got to will it, push it forward, right? Because sometimes, man, we don't feel like getting up, right? My wife and I, we go for a walk, every now and then we go for a walk. And before we get off to a real pace, she would stop, pull out the phone, and she would do this live on Facebook, right? And she'll start talking, okay, me and my husband, we get ready to walk, like that. And our theme is get up and move, right? That's the only thing I say. Hey, man, if you're sitting around, get up and move, right? Because our bodies, our minds are not made to be dormant, just to lay around, do nothing, right? So get up and move, right? And then finally, here's my music and movie, right? I don't know. This has been my theme song forever since I was a little kid playing basketball. You know, McFadden and Whitehead, right? Ain't no stopping us now. Hey, if you guys remember this song, right, regardless of age, because the other day I was at a basketball game, Marvin High School basketball game at Iona College, and man, they started playing that, and I just had I always have just a flashback, you know, of when I was a young man, you know, elementary school, and that was our theme song. We come busting through the paper, right? Ain't no stopping us now. Can you imagine that song has transcend time, right? Ain't no stopping us now, right? You get that in your mindset. Nothing can stop us now, right? I love it. Yeah, I love that also. And then my movie of the week, yeah, Think and Grow Rich. This is the movie, The Legacy, right? By James Whitaker. And look, man, every day, right? My wife said she put up there, that was her theme song, right? In every decade, Ain't No Stopping Us Now has been a theme song for somebody, right? But Think and Grow Rich. And, you know, I think, let me say this last thing before we move forward, right? I like to think that I wake up every day, and every day I want to grow just a little bit more every single day. And so I have to find something for me every day. I got to find something spiritually that I think can help me grow, something mentally that can help me grow, and so something physically I can do to help me grow. Right. So I don't wake up every day and just be blank, just normal, right? And just stay stuck. Every morning I get up looking for something to put my energy to every day, every single day I wake up, man, you know. And that movie right there, that book, Think and Grow Rich, you know, I'm in a great place right now. And if there's any parents out there that are listening to this, right? If there is any parents out there listening to this, right? When I was a young kid, I bought that book, Think and Grow Rich. Now, I don't know why I bought the book. You know, I was looking for some sports magazine. I saw the book, Think and Grow Rich, and I was in high school. And I bought the book. I spent my money and bought the book, opened it up, flipped through the pages. I should have read it. Now, I'm reading it now, right? But, you know, 40 years ago, I should have read it, right? I should have read that book. So if you get a chance, those principles, right? Remember my key word, the principles, the 13 principles of Think and Grow Rich are so powerful and can help you move forward if you're looking to move forward in 2023. Man, I'm done. Man, let me say this. I got some shout outs. Let me shout some people out. You know, oh man, Uncle Sonny. Well, we truly miss Uncle Sonny, man. You know, he's having a heavenly birthday up there now. You know, hey, he probably listening. Ain't no stopping us now up there. You know, he probably doing his thing up there right now in heaven, right? We truly miss him. You know, I had to shift my, the podcast tonight from my man cave to upstairs where Uncle Sonny was, right? And I'm sitting in his chair, right? So I want to wish him a happy heavenly birthday, and he is truly, truly missed. I miss him. And then there's Caden. Caden turned 5 years old. He just left the house not too long ago. Man, the dinosaur, man. He loves dinosaurs, man. I love his energy, right? And he's going back to Connecticut, and his grandparents are going back to North Carolina. Woo, I know that's going to be, they probably crying on the way. But happy birthday, Caden. I think we got some more here. Oh, we got, happy birthday to Jolly. Calvin Hines Jr., right? And Jolly Calvin, she has a birthday with my mom. As you can see in the picture, there's my mom right there. Happy birthday to her. Amazing, right? That's my amazing mother. Every other Wednesday, we out there bowling, right? And I want to wish her a happy birthday. And without a doubt, I love my mom, right? Yeah. So I think we're ready to go here with the shout outs, right? Yeah. Let's get right to this highlight. I think the highlight for tonight's guest, and we'll get rolling.
This is where it all goes down at the Vonnie Grimes Gym, baby. AKA College Ave. Take a quick look. My question is, where else can you get Nicki Minaj chips? There's so many different flavors, though. Look at that. What we got? The barbecue, the sour cream, and we got the plain with other varieties. Oh, everybody gonna come for the hot Takis, though. We step in here where all the magic happens. The legends are made. Yes, sir. Wall of Fame right here. All the legends are up here. And once you tear up them hot Takis and the Nicki chips, you come and drop that thing right off. Get all them calories out of you. It's the top of the line equipment right here. This treadmill moves with you. It's official. And anybody knows about the Vertimax, come through. We got you. This is probably my favorite piece of equipment. Punches back at you. You might see Canelo and Ryan Garcia use this thing right here. It's official. This is a place nobody want to be. They run from it. We get it in here. Get the weights in order. In the dungeon. Love the paintings on the wall. We all grew up here, man. Trying to bring it all back. Diaz doing this thing. Appreciate you, fam. This is where boxing started, man. Between here and Princeton Street Center, and I'm following the same path with Mr. Norman Laws and many others.
Come on.
Wow. Yeah, I want to welcome to the show, to the Blueprint, Antwoine Dorm and Lisa Toda.
What's going on?
Yeah, I'm good. Now that's a little history there. So I like, what's up with the Nicki Minaj chips,
Man, they got Nicki, Snoop chips, Ice Cube, Doritos, Rick Ross Puffs. They got everything. I never seen it before. I just stumbled across it. Like I said,
Wow.
I was going to turn the bathroom light off, and I looked in the vending machine. Like, what the heck is this, man? Like, I better not see one of my boxers with it. And I got a boxer named Q. He goes for him every day. He got a better body than all of us, so we don't say nothing. So we let him go.
I was like, Nicki Minaj chips. Oh man, before we get rolling, I gotta tell y'all this story, right? Because we're talking about stick and move boxing, right? And so, I love, I don't know if I wanted to box, but I love boxing. I love particularly back in the day, Muhammad Ali was the man,
Mm-hmm.
And when I was a little kid, we were on 42nd Street, and we saw this big crowd. It was with one of my mentors and coaches, and so this big crowd, man, got people just talking junk, guys in the middle, like they about to have a fight. For black folks, we we don't run away from the fight. We go to the fight, right? So
Yes, sir.
I'm like, let's go home. Nah, let's go see
Let's
what's
go do
happening.
it. Yeah.
So we, kind of get through, and we get through there, and there's Muhammad Ali, right?
Mm.
Dressed to the max,
Wow.
with the black trench coat on, doing the Muhammad Ali shuffle,
Mm.
talking junk, talking to the guys, man, just talking junk, right? I was like, oh my God, it's Muhammad Ali, those going crazy. So not too long after that, as a little kid, next to our library in the YMCA, there was in this building was a PAL, right?
Mm.
And so I go downstairs in the PAL, and I see a big boxing ring. I'm like, what? Boxing ring. I'm a little guy, but kind of tall for my height. So they say, hey young man, you want to learn how to box? You want to try it out? I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, why not? Take your shirt off, and he gives me the big gloves, right? Big gloves. And so he said, yeah, we got somebody who can box, So I look over, and there's a little guy sitting on the other stool, right? And he had glasses on, the big glasses. I was like, oh, he about to get killed up in here, You gonna put me against a little guy? He about to get hurt,
Oh, man.
So we get up in the ring. Oh man, I'm gonna be ding pop. This little dude is beating the crap out of me, man. I'm trying to pull my gloves off so I can wrestle him. Something I gotta grab this dude. That was the end of my boxing experience, man. You cannot judge the book by its cover,
Yes, sir.
Oh man, but yeah, welcome to the show. I had to give my boxing my moment.
It happens all the time, believe me.
Oh man. And at the boys club, if you curse, right? Back in the day, the boys club, you get your mouth washed out with soap. So, for cursing, Then they call your mother, like, yeah, we washed his mouth out, And your mom, good. Like that. But if you get into a fight, right? You gotta, all right, everybody comes to the gym and they give you the giant boxing gloves. So, you swing, trying to hit each other, until you don't know how long they put 3 minutes up. You don't know how long 3 minutes is. I'm like, man, somebody need to check the time, because I've been here for like a half an hour, right? Oh man. So yeah, let's jump into this, man. Stick and move. Let's learn about stick and move. Antwoine, let's start with you, man. And 3 important questions, I shot them out to you. Let's talk about family, man. Talk a little bit about yourself growing up, and family. That family experience, any faith, and the importance of education, because you're not just doing a boxing program, but you're doing a program that's around life skills as well. So yeah, talk a little bit about yourself and growing up.
Okay, well, yeah, as far as family is everything. As we get older, a lot of us, we grow our own lives and stuff like that. So I'm always that puzzle that we're trying to put everybody together, and it's hard, but thank God social media is a blessing, it's a curse at the same time. But where it's a blessing is that you're able to interact with people when they move on. As far as my faith, my grandmother, I'm real close to her. She made me go to church. I had no choice but to go to church. Man, you talking about washing mouth out with soap? I was getting it. I was constantly getting plucked or pinched because I made a noise, or I'm playing with the candy or whatever because I'm bored in church. So I had no choice. But that's where I picked up, a little bit of singing and stuff. I have that side of the family. That's my father's side. They're artists. There are a lot of them are singers or models. That's my cute side of the family. The other side of the family is the sports. They're rough, real rough and tough. So it's like we don't like to lose or nothing. Fighting, you name the sport, we got somebody that's doing it big. Trinity Thomas is a cousin of mine. She's ranked number 1, and she goes to Florida University. She's ranked number 1. I think she's up to 22 now. Perfect 10s in gymnastics. Yeah, so you can Google her. Matter of fact, I play around with my Alexa all the time. Alexa, who's Trinity Thomas? And she gave me a whole, I'm very proud of her. I got my cousin Demont. He's doing his thing in football. Got another cousin. He's doing his thing in basketball. We just big. Trinity's dad, her father, Tyson Thomas, he actually played for Penn State. And he was on the Cleveland Browns right before the stadium, that whole stadium thing, and before they became the Ravens and all that good stuff. Bad knees, blew his knees out or whatever. But just our family backgrounds. We grew up around sports and music, so I did both.
Oh, so I mean, you got a little singing skill.
A little bit. I can hold a note, but I know what a note supposed to sound like, so I can tell you. I know what it's supposed to sound like. And Lisa, baby, that's not it. That's not it.
Stop.
I know what it's supposed to sound like. I can tell you where you are.
You can tell me I can't sing.
Well, at least you admit it, because you talk about songs and you know the songs, you know the words. I don't know the words though, but I can hold it.
And that's why I'm always happy. I'm always proud of people who can sing.
Yeah.
Right. Because I can't do it well, and I want to, right? Yeah. And then I can't remember the song, so so that ain't gonna work either.
Listen, like I said, I can hold a note, but don't expect me to get the words right. Don't give me the national anthem; they're gonna be disappointed. I'll butcher that whole thing.
Well, you got to be better than Carl Lewis when he was on there.
Oh man, yeah, I got him. I'll battle him.
Oh man, and I did see the young lady in regards to the gymnastics. I think she was on ESPN.
Yeah, right? I just posted something today.
Yeah, and I think, man, she holds a lot of records, and I think even her teammate got a 2 or 3 perfect 10s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The other day, they were showing them on there.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I think they said she had like 44. The girl got her first 3 10s. I think they said she had like 44 10s, which is perfect, which is incredible.
Yes.
Yeah, something. I can't keep up.
That's incredible.
I can't keep up. She out there like Luca right now.
yeah.
Making records.
Oh man. And then Lisa and I, particularly my wife, go way back. My wife's best friend. Yeah. So I'm not gonna tell nobody's age.
Let them guess. Everybody online, let them guess her age.
Yeah, right. Oh man. And also before we get you rolling here, Antwoine drew that picture behind you, right?
Yes. Wait, hold on.
So he's showing multiple skills. You say he can hold a note. He don't know what the words are, but
I don't know.
He got sports talent, right? And then you got some artwork back there.
Yep.
Scooby-Doo, Scrabby and Scooby-Doo. Oh man. So Lisa, tell us a little bit about yourself. Yeah.
Well, like you said, Patrice and I, we started off, we met each other when we were 6 months old, and we've been best buddies ever since. And then I moved to Connecticut. Then I moved around a lot, but I'm in Pennsylvania, and I've been in the school district for many years. I love working with the youth. And then I met Antwoine in 2011, and I was a personal trainer. I had nowhere to train my clients, and he said, just come to the gym. And he said, if you don't have to pay me anything, just train the kids. And I've been there ever since. I love it.
Awesome. Well, I mean, Antwoine, I think on the show we talk about I always should say this about my grandfather. He said, "Come here, boy. I got some nuggets for you." I'm like, man, I'm going to look in his hand and there ain't nothing in there, right? So he's like, yeah, no, I got to. You always got to tell me something. Yeah, I'll tell you something, man. Right? Because right now, when Lisa just said that, man, it triggered something in me about the importance that we're in 2023, and particularly for African American people. Partnership and collaboration is so hard for us.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and you invited Lisa, to come in, and join you guys. I mean, that's a pretty powerful thing. That's rare. I mean, today, and because we can't survive on an island, right? We need partnership. We need collaboration in order for us to be successful. Because I believe that, man, you can get what you want and she can get what she wants out of it as well, and you both could benefit. So I congratulate you on that, because some people would say, oh, you don't have a place? Well, give me $2,000 and I'll give you this room over here. But yes, you saw some value in her and was able to bring it into your program, and that's very I appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about stick and move and how it all came about for you. I mean, in terms of boxing.
So I used to box myself at another local gym that's around here in York, Pennsylvania, and very cool. But what happened was I met my trainer, Kenneth Brown. He boxed with Lou Duva, Georgie Benton. Georgie Benton's the one that created the shoulder roll, the little move that Mayweather's known for, the defensive move.
Oh yeah, and,
yeah, the little shoulder roll. Yeah. So I met him in a homeless shelter. I was a counselor in a homeless shelter. He seen my boxing necklace. I had a boxing necklace on. I'm eating a big old plate of food, and so he seen me eating all this food. He said, "You ain't no boxer with all that food. You only got one eye at the time." I mean, he was shot. He got shot in the eye, and then he told me stand up. Went to see my stance, and then he just knew so much in that little bit of time, and I just knew that there was something different. So he could see things happen before it happened, and I just wanted that knowledge. And unfortunately, he ended up passing away of cancer. But now his knowledge is like finally coming to me, because I was just hard headed. I didn't listen. I was the type of fighter that just come and just had one good round in me. I would just have one good round in me, punch as hard as I could, because that was the style of the gym. And then when getting with him, I got this guy with one eye beating me up in the ring like it was nothing and toying with me, and it didn't matter who was in front of me, did it to everybody. So that really changed my whole look on the boxing. My uncle also taught me as well. But what ended up happening as far as that gym, I worked with a program called Youth Advocate to help keep kids off the streets and kids with children's services that just need parents and need guidance. I started bringing some of the kids there. Then they start bringing their friends, and their friends start bringing their friends. Next thing you know, we got a whole group of kids. I go to the trainer about it, like, yo, we should really work with these kids. He wasn't too fond of the idea. He wanted serious boxers. I said, it doesn't matter. We're keeping them off the streets. So kind of shoot them off, and they was just upset about the whole thing, and where they had to pay, and some of them couldn't afford it. So I was like, I'm gonna open my own. He wished me luck, kind of laughed at me, and I'm the type of person, if you say I can't, I can't do something, I'm gonna do it. So he created it by saying I couldn't do it, and then later on, he was having trouble with the ticket sales and stuff for his fights and stuff. They put my son on at the time we was blowing up, and it was a big thing to hear, because I looked at him as a mentor, for him to pull me to the side with tears in his eyes and tell me, you know what, you proved me wrong and I'm proud of you. So that just that alone just even drove me even more to want to do more. So that's how it all started, just being told that I couldn't do something.
Wow.
And I just want to save these kids, because it was like, you got to look at the passion in their eyes. I can't just throw them out. It doesn't matter if they suck. It doesn't matter. It's just like, yo, this is saving their lives. So it was never about making a champion. It's about saving lives.
That's good. Yeah. And then so Lisa, after you come on board and you see, Antwoine doing doing these things, and did you know, coming on, just, other than having a place that you could personally train or train your clients, when did you see that was something different that Antwoine was doing?
As soon as I walked in there, the vibe was just amazing. I took to the kids right away, and Antwoine's style matched my style, and our way of training is just like it was meant to be.
Yeah. And so, I mean, you start out with how many kids, Antwoine? How many kids you start out with?
Well, Lisa's skipping the part. She's not telling the truth. She was working out, right? And she thought she was just this bad thing because she like you said, we ain't gonna talk about her age, but she's looking for her age. So I was like, okay, do this bag with me. So she see my big butt on there doing it like it's easy to some James Brown. That's what I listen to when I'm boxing. And she can't keep up. So then that's what impressed her. Because she was tired, ready to cry. She didn't understand, why can't I do this something so simple? And I'm sitting there making it look easy and have the whole conversation at the same time.
Boy.
So that's what happened. But we gonna move on. I'm sorry.
You see what I have to deal with.
I'm sorry, I forgot the question. I just had to bring some
Yeah. So yeah, Lisa just she gave her the easy way out.
Yeah.
She said, no, Lisa said she was excited when she first walked in,
Yes.
with the vibe and all those kind of things that was going on. But so what's the mission? What's the vision and the mission? You have a mission statement?
Do have a mission statement, but that's just a bunch of words that just that's good for grants and things like that. The mission, we take it case by case. So the mission depends on the person. That's my mission, so it depends on the person's needs, and I'm a person that like to help save people. So the mission just depends on the person's needs. So my mission is just help one at a time.
Right.
That's the best way to sum it up. So what's on paper is not what my belief is, because just putting them few little words is not enough. So helping one at a time is my goal.
Well, hey, first of all, that's a good vision, and that's the power, that's the power of a mission statement. Is I want to help one person at a time.
Yes, sir.
Because so many things was going on in my community, and marching for years, marching, or the street corner, getting tired of, standing around memorials with burning candles, all kind of crazy stuff like that, and I realized that we couldn't. That's why I was moved by when you said, or Lisa said, that you allowed her to come in and help. I was moved by that because it's hard to get people to come together, to stop violence, to get kids off the street, to advocate for those kids. It's hard for people to make a decision to come together to do it. And most of the time they do it in crisis, right? And they come together for the moment.
Yeah.
Right. And so, that's why I think is important. And for me, one day I walked out this, I don't know, it's 200 or 300 people. And I was frustrated because we were bickering over how we could stay together. Right. How we stay each other, because we couldn't, we couldn't go forward together. And somebody's, I want to do this over here. I want to do that over there. I'm going this way. You going that way. And I got frustrated, and I came out of the meeting and asked somebody, hey man, what time is it? And they told me the time. I said, what's the day's date? Right. And they gave me the day's date. And I stuck my hands out like this, as wide as I could. And he's like, man, I'm standing outside. So he said, what are you doing? I said, if I'm going to help whoever I can help within my capacity. Right. So you think as what you're saying is a simple statement, but it's a very powerful mission statement to say, I'm just going to help one at a time. I mean, because this is how it started. One becomes two becomes five becomes 10, and it just keeps building.
Yes, sir. I agree. I teach my kids to teach. So I don't just teach them boxing, I teach them to teach. They're forced to teach. So when somebody's brand new, I have different levels similar to like how karate has white belt, black belt. We have blue, red, black, and gold, the different levels, and I teach them to teach. So as soon as somebody walks in, hey, you come here, you show them this, you show them that. So if you could teach it, I know you can do it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that's powerful too. I've seen a program up in Albany, New York, and I went to a basketball game, and I realized that the elementary school kids that were playing, right, were being officiated by the middle school, and that the coaches was the middle school kids, right? And then I went to a middle school game, and the officials were the high school kids, and the coaches were the high school kids, right? And so the thing is, our philosophy at the boys club at that time when I was a little kid is that you walk in a game room, they say, "Oh, there's a pool table, go play." No, that's not how it works, right? Let me show you how to play, right? Let me show you what to do with these sticks, and let me show you what to do when two people are playing in regards to common courtesy, right? You don't get up because you don't want to play that guy because he's better than you, so you're going to yell to get him to miss. No, that's not common courtesy. That's not character, right? So when you building those kinds of things in kids, right? That's what you're talking about, building those kind of character traits inside of kids, man. I think that's powerful, man.
Yes, sir.
One kid, you can only do one kid.
See, at first that was my problem. I was trying to do 12 at a time, and it was stressing me out. I was pulled so many different ways. Now I got it down. Like, okay, listen, this is your time. I'm here. Nothing else matters. Phone's down. What's up? Shoot it to me straight. So now I'm seeing better results by not trying to spread myself so thin. I still do sometimes, can't help it, but at the same time, just being available for them. Because you never know when you need it. Some people grow up without a father, sometimes both, mother or father. And it just you never realize how much it means to them.
Yeah, I was listening to some of your stuff on Instagram. See, I do my research. Okay, you gotta do your research.
That's researchers talking. What you want?
I like that, man. That's good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I was, you had said, "Hey, look, we're not playing checkers here. We playing chess." So talk to me a little bit about, because most people just playing checkers in life, right? Chess is about being strategic. So talk to me a little bit about when you say playing chess.
Playing chess, you gotta, every move you make matters. It's my favorite book is The Art of War. I listen to it, I read it, I quote it every time I read it. You just learn so much. It's just like you just learn about life. People use it in business, politics, sports, like just being able to see things ahead of time. Just the art of deception. Being honest, but sometimes you gotta be a little dishonest or whatever. Just by Lisa will tell you, like, she'll sit next to me and I'll say he's about to throw right hand, and boom, it happens. So it's like just playing chess, just one piece at a time, but just knowing what tools you have. So it doesn't matter if you only have one arm. You got to know what other tools you have. So you still move your feet, you still move the other arm. So you got to really sink deep and just setting up traps and things like that. So it's not just in boxing, it's just in life. Just always being a step ahead, always be prepared. And I tell my kids, if you're always ready, you never have to get ready. So that I just really try to preach that to my kids. It's like no need to be nervous. We lose here every day, so we can win out there.
Yeah. So say that again. Say when.
Yeah, we lose here every day, so we're going out there. Every day we lose.
But the one before that.
Oh, I forgot.
About get ready.
Oh, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
That's right. I like that. That's what I'm talking about.
Stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
No such thing as practice.
No. So I let the kids know we come here to lose. So that way you already know what it feels like. And then when we get our hand raised, that's the prize. So we used to losing, so it's not going to affect us. So we're not afraid to lose. Nice.
I like that. And and when you're talking to them, do they get it in regards to how it transcend what you're saying into real life? In regards to, I think I said earlier, I was talking about the difference between reaction, right? When you say get ready, you know, you don't have be ready, so you don't have to get ready,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's to me is response,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
right? You're being responsive,
Mhm.
and when you're not prepared, right? All you can do is react
Mhm.
because you don't know what's going to happen, right? And how has it been, or for somebody who's coaching? I mean, for both you and Lisa to see the things that you're giving these young people, and then now see it transcend into everyday life.
I teach them to be proactive, not reactive. So just like I said, always staying ready, but just really making sure, like our policy, you have to at least have a C average. Your attendance is a must. I check on all grades. That's working for the school district. I'm allowed to pull them right up on the computer, so I can tell what you're doing, what you're not doing. I'm getting on you. You know, I'm on everybody's emergency contact list. They can't get a hold of parent. They're calling me, and I'm telling them off on the phone. You know, so they fear me sometimes more than the parent, because I'm my kid's sparring partner. You know, I'm my son's sparring partner. They get in with me. I do. How many rounds did they do? 32 kids I went with, each and every one of them, one by one. They just know, like, you're gonna deal with me, and it's the legal way to do it. You know, so they know. So it's not just the boxing part of it. It's like, okay, you're gonna be sore. You're gonna or I'm gonna suspend you. And the ones that really wants it, that's really striving to be a champion, they mess up. I don't have to beat them up. I don't have to work them out because they like it. So I suspend them. And the ones that's kind of just there just to be there, or just there for whatever reason they're there, I work them out, and I put them through that punishment. And then that's how you gain your respect.
Mm. Yeah. So Lisa, as a personal trainer, man, how do you some of your things transition to the aspect of boxing?
Just how to take care of yourself. You know, I teach them about nutrition and better choices and
Oh, you mean not Nicki Minaj chips?
no, we didn't have anything to do with that. That was just in the building.
No Nicki Minaj chips.
No, no.
No.
Oh man.
But we're also mentors. That's the biggest thing. They know they can come to us, and they come in with their fists clenched and they leave so relaxed. It's just so nice to see that they have a place to come to let off some, frustration or, just whatever they're dealing with. It's just really nice. They know they can always count on us.
Yeah, no, that's powerful, man. Especially today, with I think Antwoine said earlier, right? Um, some kids don't have, may not have both parents, may not have one parent. Um, they may be struggling to raise them. You do need mentors, and a lot of times coaches become mentors.
Yeah.
Trainers become mentors, and a lot of times we don't have enough of them.
Yeah.
And you mentioned to me about the number of kids you guys have been serving over the years. So talk to us a little bit about how many kids you served over the years.
Over 1,700 now since 2009. Over 1,700. Yeah, that's our second gym. That was a little while back. That was our first place that we had a boxing ring. Lisa helped us get that, because we was in a little small facility. It might as well have been in my living room. That's how small that's how small our facility was before. And then we got that place that we partnered with local CrossFit, and they blessed us with that place for close to a year, a little bit over. And yeah, that's all my kids right there. That's my babies. Yeah, that's my babies.
Hey, them young ladies back there, man, I don't want to be messing with.
Yeah, they grown now. They too grown.
Oh man, yeah, we got some pictures up there. I think we have some more pictures up there we could talk about.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ah, the champ. Yep,
Yeah.
that's my son. That's my son. Yep.
Now,
Yeah. That's when he was younger, and look how many belts he has. He's vicious.
mm,
Yeah. Yeah, he was ranked number one. Yeah, at that time he was just ranked number one.
and what is he doing now?
Right now, we just won a tournament back right before school started. I want to say back in maybe July, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
August, July, we won a big tournament. That put us in the number one ranking. We always kept falling short. Second place. Like we made it to the championship like I think 2 or 3 years in a row and just kept falling short. Just couldn't get over that hump. Then he just dialed down and got just something about that championship day. He either gets too determined or he gets in his head. He always loses to himself. But this particular time, there's something different was in him, and he just he did his thing, and then he got invited to the Olympic training camp. So he's an alternate on the Olympic team. Yeah, so he's doing big things. He ranked number 10 overall pound for pound, also winning percentage, ranked 15. I'm ranked number 7. Also have another young man, Antwoine Young. At one point, he was ranked number 7, undefeated fighters. Yeah, so he's doing his thing too. So I look to turn him pro soon. I love him like a son. It's like my little brother. Yeah, so I don't want to miss anybody's names, but there's so many kids I got stories about. They all bless me. They all keep me moving.
Yeah. Yeah. I talk about the if you think that because boxing is, working out, boxing, when you're taking care of yourself takes a lot of discipline and how that discipline transcends into everyday life, particularly educationally.
The education is a must for me. That's most important. We at one point, COVID hit. It hurt us, but at one point we was partnering with our local college where they send students there to get their they had community service hours, so they would come and tutor the kids. We actually have one of our students. His name is Calvary Harris. He's a beast. He's the smallest, shortest little guy, probably shorter than Kevin Hart, but he got power. He got power like Mike Tyson. Like I'm telling you, yeah, he'll move a whole room. Like, and so to get somebody like him to calm down and not try to always knock somebody out. He's straight from Baltimore, been around a lot, but just to get somebody like him and have a strong mother like he has. His mother, how many masters she says she has? I forget. I don't know, but she really, yeah. And she's tiny as I don't know what, but she the loudest in the building. She comes in there. Yeah. You better get them grades right. So it's like now she's starting to come along. It's just like, yeah, they don't play with them grades, So it makes our job easier. But you heard her, so they more scared of her than us. So just to see that, just the education part of it is very important. We have another young lady. I call her Clarissa Shields, my girl Kayla. She just got accepted full ride. Does not play any sports. She just comes to boxing, and got into it with her mom. It was weird at first, but now I understand. Because she ended up losing focus in school just a little bit, and I was like, "What are you talking about? Her grades is good." She had a B, and I'm like, "What's the problem?" But she's like, "No, that's not good enough." Like, what do you mean? So now I understand because she got accepted in all kinds of college, full ride just on her education. So she wants to be a trauma surgeon. And so just how focused she is, and still to be that smart and that tough at the same time. She does what the guys does. She gets in there with the guys, like, you know what I mean. So she's one I'm more recent proud of. I got another kid, Antwoine Young. He's going to law school right now. You see him on the video that I sent you. He got his degree and he was just kind of sitting around, and I told him, I said, "What are you doing? Get your butt up. Like you got that degree for what? Like you're not even doing nothing with it. I make more money than you. Like give me that degree so I can get some money. Like you went to school for what? And you sitting around here just chilling, like, because being honest, you lazy as I don't know what in boxing. You ain't gonna make it. I had to be honest with you. You ain't gonna make it because you just don't put in the work. So you keep coming here to get beat up every day for what? Take your butt to school. See me when you can. Now he comes every Friday, come help, and he comes help out the other kids. But he's in law school.
Right. Well, we assume that young people are the only one that need motivation.
Mm-hmm.
right? And we also assume that the ones who didn't get the education would be the lazy people. No,
Mm-hmm.
there's some people that have reached higher levels that all of a sudden they just get lazy. They just get unmotivated,
Exactly.
and they need mentors.
Yeah.
They need people, you know, who can come in like, hey, look, you need to get, you need to move forward. And also they would accept it from you because of the respect
Right.
and the
Yeah.
relationship that you have. Uh, you
Yeah.
know, so he would accept it that you can get him motivated. Yeah. So nah, I'm that. All this is exciting, man. And so um, as you think about it, what do you envision? What does this look like 5 to 10 years from now? I mean, is it over? Um, uh, are you talking about expansion? What does it look like in your mind, in you guys' mind? What does this look like? You know, in 5 to 10 years.
Well, for me, honestly, it feels like it just started. So much things are happening. I didn't expect to be here. It's like when we go to these tournaments now, it's like, and the boxing community is very, very, very small. I thought the music community was small when I did music. The boxing community is very small. It's like now watching these pay-per-views, it's like I'm literally texting the coach right before and saying, "Yo, good luck." But I'm also texting the other side, like, "Hey, good luck to you too." Like, I can't really pick a two sides, so I can't really get in an argument with people who's going to win. So it's like it's very small, but a lot of things are happening with grants. Looks like we're probably going to do it full time. My son's getting a lot of opportunities and getting a whole lot of offers. Anybody you can think of it came across our lap. Like I mentioned, my young man Antwoine Young, he started making a name for himself too. So we're still going to do what we're doing for our community, but at the same time, you know, you're gonna have to pay $79 for pay-per-view to see us. So like we're gonna be there. You know what I mean? So it's looking very promising.
Oh, good. So what type of facility are you in? You guys in now?
We was blessed by the city. Right. I'll be honest with you, probably right at the point that I felt like I couldn't do nothing. I was tired of losing sleep with these young men being shot. Our city's small, but it's just like being in a small city is more dangerous because it's like literally right around the corner. It's like I could be in the front of my house and feel safe, but I go around the corner, I'm nervous. It's literally that small and it's that bad. Our city's probably only about 5 miles big. But so much happens, all these little gangs and cliques and everything else is just like to have a young man that you sit there and try to mentor is either behind the trigger or the one that passed away. And it's sad that you got to get used to death. You know what I mean? It's sad that while I'm in my car and I don't flinch because I heard gunshots, I continue to clean out my car so that the neighbors continue to play because we just could sense that it wasn't that far. They shot, we heard the car sped off. They're not coming back. So we didn't even flinch. And it's sad that at least this little city that we so desensitized, it just makes no sense. So at one point I went to a big, big depression, feeling like I want to stop. And then I don't know what triggered or what kicked in, and all of a sudden it just made me more determined. Because like I gotta practice what I preach. I remember crying to many people about it. It's like, yo, I'm done. I still have my moments, and then I just suck it up and it's like, I gotta get back up. And every time I do, something more happens. We just grow.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's tough. And you're in Pennsylvania, and the town is. What town are you in?
It's York. Yeah, York City.
Yeah,
York City.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And like I think when we spoke in a couple of our calls, Mount Vernon, you said 5 miles. Mount Vernon's 4.2 square miles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's somewhat tough here too.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in big cities, you're in the Bronx, Philadelphia,
Yeah.
Queens. I mean, a lot of it is, it's not that exposed, but when you're in a small city, it has such a great impact, man. When kids are not doing well in school, and you know, now there's so many cliques and gangs and different things like that. So it's important to have uh, YMCA's, Boys and Girls
Yeah.
Club, people that start gymnastics and people that start uh, cheerleading program. My sister is still at the Boys Club. She still has a national cheerleading program.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And yeah, because you want to keep young girls. You're trying to keep them off the street.
Right.
Yeah.
And some of them have gone on to college. Some of them going on to their JV teams, their varsity team. Last year, my high school team won the state championship. They celebrated them at City Hall, right? Cheerleaders, everybody there, and not 10, 15 minutes after, man, one of the cheerleaders was murdered.
Mm.
Right. So I'm saying, like, over senseless. It was kind of senseless.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I see, I get why you need to have, people who have gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Like your passion for whether it's basketball or boxing or personal training, that can draw these kids in, and have them in a space where they can have an opportunity to grow.
Right.
Yes, sir.
That's important. And so, and also when I say vision, right? If you had think about this for a minute. You know if you say, man, I want this kind of facility, boxing
Mm-hmm.
program. I mean, what do you envision? I mean, because often I think about, if you go down New York City, right, and they put up this giant. I seen it about maybe a couple before the pandemic. They had put it up. They say in 2025, 30, the skyline of New York is, because remember, it was great tragedy,
Mm-hmm.
right? 9/11, right, and so now they put up this vision, and the skyline is amazing. The architect, what they drew, what they designed,
Mm-hmm.
and then every time you go by that sign, you look up, you go like, wow, and they show the airports. This is what LaGuardia is going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
This is what Kenny is going to look like, and you're talking about growing New York by 25, 2030, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you envision? Because sometimes you got to just say, and if it's not you, who do you pass it on to?
My goal is not just with boxing. Just like I was speaking to my cousin that I mentioned earlier, Trinity Thomas. I was with her father about 2 weekends ago, and just building a facility where it has a lot of things going on. It's like you got boxing, basketball, swimming, gymnastics, you name it, indoor soccer, volleyball. Just building a whole facility where it's not, here in our town is so much separate things. Like the best way I can explain it, it's a lot of corner stores when we should just be one big old Walmart where we're doing something big. You know what I mean? And it's just like we're all doing our own thing instead of working together. And we keep having these meetings and meetings after meetings, and nothing's happening, and it's very frustrating. And like you said earlier, a lot of people want to come together when it's a tragedy. There was one young man that a lot of us knew. He was a heck of a basketball player. He was murdered. I coached him as well in basketball when I coached basketball before. He was murdered, and the community came together. And just before we was ready to start this community, with us talking and things about the violence and what we're going to do different, it literally took close to a half hour just in prayer, because it was like a rap battle versus the preachers. It was sad. So after they was done and we finally said amen, after 4 preachers then said, well, let me add something. I said, I raised my hand. Anybody knows me, I speak my mind. I said, listen, that's the sad part. I said, we sat here for a whole half hour and listened to y'all preach, but I said, y'all try to out-preach each other. It doesn't make sense. And then you wonder why I can't even find a church home myself. Because it's sad. And me, I know I'm living right. I know I'm doing it. I know God's with me, but it's a simple fact that I can't even come to you because I know this is how you guys are. We're not working together. Y'all just try to out preach each other, and we're only here because this guy's popular. What about the guy that was just killed yesterday? Why is he not even brought up? We here for one person. When it continues to keep on happening, that was back in 2015, and we're still doing the same thing. If not, it got worse. So even me with these meetings, I go to them and I try, but I keep preaching the same thing. I was like, look, I know my lane, and my lane is this. This is what I can do, and I can do well. Nobody's going to do it better, but I stay in my lane, and I'm not going to try to outdo anybody. And if there's more that's going to come, good. That's more help from me and more help that I can give you. It's too much segregation. It's too separated when we all should be as one. And then that's the problem with our community is that, yeah, there's programs out there, but your program got to be better than mine. I'm not in a competition with you. You know what I mean? I don't care if I say one child. So it's not even just the gangs, it's the programs in itself that we're a gang too. You get what I'm saying? And then that's the sad part. We're bad on each other just like these kids out here. And then we got a nerd to sit here and try to preach. That's the issue.
Well said. I was about to get out the offering for you.
Go ahead. Yo, Patrice, pop that cash out.
Yeah. Oh man. hey, we got Stick and Move, right? In York City, Pennsylvania. I mean, hey, they out there blessing people, saving lives, man. If you want to donate, right? You see the Cash App down there at the bottom.
There you go.
Go and help out. You know, they're doing a wonderful job. We got Antwoine and Lisa, you know, doing work. And yeah, I mean, this is important, right? And I said earlier, you got to learn we have to learn how to collaborate. We can be our own brand,
Right.
but we need to pull brands together.
Yes.
Yeah.
And figure out, you know, this is, like you said, this is what I do, and this is what I bring to the table. You know, and but it's interesting. I don't know. Again, I don't have no answer for you because before I left the Boys and Girls Club, I used to have this program called Night Flight, and so every Friday night, I mean, we would have teenagers, young men that wanted to play basketball, right? We weren't trying to really preach to them, right? But we wanted them to play basketball, you know, from every Friday from like 8 to 10, 11 o'clock at night, just to keep them off, you know, make them tired. You know, when they leave the building, man, go home. I'm too tired to be going out there hanging out, trying to fight somebody and all those kind of things. And I mentioned to the pastors, I called a number of my pastor friends, and I was in a couple of meetings. I said, look, every Friday we got between 60 and 80 young men playing basketball in the gym, right? They need mentors. You know, if you as a pastor, you know, pastor got a lot of stuff, but if you want to do it, you can stop by, right? And you got men in your church, right? Just have them stop by, then come back for, you know, 30 minutes, an hour, you know, and show your face. I'll introduce you, you know, hang out, talk to the young men, because that's really what they needed.
Yes.
You know, they needed people to be in the gym, you know, to ask them questions, ask them how they're doing, you know, if I could be a help. And, you know, I think it was like one in the 5 or 6 years or 7 years I was doing it, man. I think I had like maybe one pastor and a couple of men come by on a Friday night. Other than that, it was the same old guys out there, myself and then some other guys out there, you know, trying to help these guys. Right. And I know a church got, you know, we don't have a whole lot of men in church, but you know, whatever few is in church, that's ministry too.
Right.
You know, when you get out in your community and you just stop by the, stick and move.
Hmm.
You know, you just stop by, see what's going on, man. Say hello, how you doing? How can I help?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this, if I'm a politician, if I'm a
Mhm.
teacher, if I'm a lawyer, whatever, can I stop by and just take a look,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then see how I can, fit in somewhere.
So
Mhm.
what I did recently, I put up on social media. I said, hey, I'm looking for yoga, dance, step, whatever you got. I'm looking for these type of instructors just to give my guys something different, to move their body different than the same routine stuff that I do. Some get used to it. They're still tired. They leave tired and worn out, but I want to give them something different, work different muscles. So you're coming for free, but I'm going to return the favor. So I'm going to come to your program and teach what I do. You know what I mean? And got quite a few responses. Got a few yoga instructors coming, dance instructors, step instructor. We got a lot going on, so I kind of forced it. Like, hey, you guys want to call me about your niece and nephew and things like that? How about you come by? You give me your talent, and then I'll bless you with the same with your program and your people that you work with.
Mm. That was a good idea.
Yeah, and I just recently did it, and it blew up.
Oh, nice. I
Mm-hmm.
like that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how did the guys receive it? Guys,
I,
girls,
I,
how did
we
it
got
receive?
we got the first yoga next week, so I'm gonna tell everybody wear their leggings. Get your mat. We're gonna get it in.
Oh, that means you wearing some leggings too? At least he's
Nah, they don't got my feet out. I can't wear no leggings. Nah, football days is over.
Oh man, I'll never forget, man, when I was in my freshman year in college, right, on the basketball team, and coach like, hey, meet us over here at this place. So we all get there. We're looking around like, okay, and we're like, see a whole bunch of mirrors with like a wooden bar,
Mm.
So he said, hey, yeah, this is Miss such and such, and guys gonna go through some ballet routines.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? I was in there like,
Yeah, yeah. I tell you what, it helps though. I was in performing arts, so I did a lot of acting. I was in performing arts, and we had to do ballet. But anybody tell you, as big as I am, I'm the lightest on my feet. Real light on my feet because of that ballet. I took the ballet serious. I get the whole little. I was serious with it.
Oh man,
it helped me. It helped me on the field and everything.
Yeah, I woke up the next morning. I was like, oh.
Yeah, you get started.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
no
you using muscles you never used before.
Yeah, like, what is this muscle? I didn't know that exists. What is this?
Yeah. And I always say you gotta try new stuff too.
Yeah.
I mean,
one thing that was real cool, me and my son was playing around with it. Antwoine to us, always the three of us. We got some racket balls and tennis balls, and we just tried tennis. We didn't realize how hard it is with the different angles, hitting. I'm thinking I'm gonna go out there and be a beast. Oh man, nah. That's a hard sport, man. I was afraid I was gonna trip over my feet, like just the lateral movement.
Yeah.
And that's one thing about our gym. We got good lateral movement, good defense. That's why his name's Stick and Move. I tell everybody, I want you to stay pretty like me. I don't want y'all going out there and get hit. Stay pretty. So
you got the Muhammad Ali philosophy.
Yeah, I want you to stay exactly. You gotta stay pretty. You gotta stay pretty. It's hard being sexy, but you gotta maintain it. I tell my guys, so that's how they treat it. But tennis is hard. So we tried that. I got a friend of mine. He's real good at soccer, so they don't know, but we get some cones out. We're gonna take that floor and we're gonna just be out there playing soccer. And I know what we're doing, but just to try different things other than just boxing, that's the route that we're headed to. I never did it, but I'm feeling good about it, and the kids are actually accepting and they're hype about it. So I told them what was coming. Some things are coming, so we're gonna try just some different things other than just boxing.
Yeah, we were with this. They call it the this program for, like, if you're an offender, they haven't given you a sentence yet. You're a young man under 18, and they have a shelter here, a youth shelter. And so instead of you going into the system, they send you to this house, and they take about 12 kids, 12 young men that have been in gang, all kind of stuff. And they used to come down to the Boys and Girls Club for their recreation. And the people that used to come to help them do their activities, they tried everything like soccer. They tried soccer, basketball, then they bring instructors in, and each of them, the last one I seen, they did rugby. They were doing rugby. You got to get down in rugby. You got to get close to each other, and you battling out. They pushing you, you pushing them back. I'm like, man, but they were learning how to do these different, activities, which really take discipline, because you get hurt, right? If you don't know if you don't know the rules, and you don't know the basic fundamentals how to work, you could get hurt. Like ballet, you can do something stupid. And you could be hurt, So man. But yeah, I always feel like if you got them near the box. That's like, I went to the Boys and Girls Club, right? And I fell in love with basketball. But we did soccer. We did roller skating, hockey. You had to get on the roller skates to play hockey. Right. And one club I was in, there was a lot of Italian guys there, right? So they was like, man, you guys are really good, man, on them skates, man. And hockey, you should come out and play hockey. You should come. We got a hockey team. I'm like, the club has a hockey team? You like, so we went out there, one evening, and we was like, dang, it's cold out here. First of all, that's number one. It's cold out here.
It's too cold.
But we're going to see our Italian brothers, play hockey. And they got out there, man. They started taking their teeth out, and I was like, we like, okay, hold on. First of all, it's cold out here, and you ain't got no teeth either. We are not playing hockey.
Oh, good. That's why there's no black brothers in NHL. We ain't too cool. Can't have me out there.
Yeah, like lacrosse, all that stuff is like real physical.
Yeah,
it's brutal.
Yeah, no, and now you got your extreme sports.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
one of the biggest battles first starting off with boxing, especially with getting help, donations, and things like that, was trying to convince people that they say you can't play boxing, okay, which is true, but people socialize boxing with fighting. And honestly, I got more injuries from football than I did basketball. Than I did boxing. There's more injuries in soccer than there's boxing. People like Mike Tyson that's knocking people out, George Foreman, and things like that. It made it look brutal. But when you look at the Ali's and Mayweathers and things like that there's an art to it, to be able to hit but not be hit. It's beautiful. It's actually a whole science to it. And it's actually this thought. They're not just people out there throwing hands. It's very thought out. Just like, running you only got 1 second left on the clock. You got to run a special play, for football or basketball and things like that. This inbound play that just is going to put the person in the right spot. It's the same thing with boxing. You got to really pick and choose your spot. You got to pretend that you're close, but you're really far, vice versa. So that's where the art of war comes in. So, but the biggest battle was just trying to convince people that it's not violent. It's a sport. It's basically playing tag with your gloves on. And I have a slogan. We have T-shirts and stuff. You can't pull a trigger with a boxing glove on. It's impossible. So if you got a boxing glove on, you can't pull a trigger.
Yeah, I like that too. And yeah, there's safe ways to do, like some of the other styles of boxing can be a little brutal, when you see it. But the art, like you said, the art of actually boxing,
right?
And with people are they're trying to be trying to win. Number one, they weren't trying to be competitive. But some parents would, I don't know. My sons, particularly my oldest son, when he, at that time he was probably afraid of everything when he was little. Like, oh man, let's go play baseball. See a guy get hit with the ball, right? Oh shoot!
Hey, I'm saying
he's standing 20 feet from the mount to hit that ball, And then he went out. Oh, let's go do soccer. Me seeing all the gear, he got kicked in the knee.
Oh man.
Then the karate, man, like they like the Carters and all that kind of stuff like that, And oh man, this is hard, Oh man. But the thing is, once once you say, oh, I want to do that, you're in for whatever the season is. Because you don't know until you experience the season, or you experience a 6 months to a year, whether you're gonna like something because you think it's hard, because you got to jump rope, you got to do push up, you got to do all those things, but somewhere down the road it becomes easy. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
So the thing is with boxing, what separates us from other sports, we're not seasonal. We have basketball season, football season, things like that. It's not seasonal. We're year round, so we're always there. So it's like we do lose kids due to basketball because they got dreams and trying to get into college and things like that. If I had one wish, that it would be boxing would be taken more serious into colleges. That it should really be out there. People should be able to afford an education. There should be boxing programs because they don't understand how the boxing community is. They're the nicest people in the world. Like I've coached AAU, I coached, you name it, basketball and football, and it's nothing like the boxing. It's just the boxing world. They're just real nice people. You know what I mean? Everybody's real humble. The sportsmanship is crazy. Like, how can you just get knocked out by somebody, but you're still smiling and you're watching their championship fight with a black eye and cheering for the person that just knocked you out? So it's like it's a beautiful thing. It seems brutal because it's associated with fighting, but just the support that you get is crazy. Like when we go to tournaments, it's just like it's a relief because it's like you're really with your other family and people that understand you. You know what I mean? Like boxing is a lonely sport. It's only you there by yourself. You don't have nobody to pass it to, nobody to block. You lose in front of everybody. Michael Jordan missed a shot. Cool, but you can blame his team for not grabbing rebounds and doing what they're supposed to because Jordan had 63 points, But in boxing, it's just you. It's your fault if you win or lose. So it's a lot of pressure.
Well, you have other sports though. You got wrestling, right? Very very physical,
Right.
And then you got football, very very physical, brutal, right? So I want somebody make an appeal to the NCAA.
Yeah.
On getting boxing. It's a beautiful sport. I mean, you already doing, but you got judo, jiu-jitsu, you get all these different things on college campus. Why not boxing? I mean, even now you got video game. You can get a scholarship for playing video game.
That's what I'm saying. And there's so many amazing boxers that it's like they want an education too. So they sometimes have to choose between their education or boxing. It's just like if this is their dream, sometimes they fall into that. But if it doesn't work out, then they try to jump back in school. They don't got the opportunity of a basketball player where it's like, okay, this basketball is going to help me pay for my education. No, we got to pay for it our own selves, plus give up our dream because we have to physically go to school, So I just wish, like I said, I'm real big on the education. I just wish that they had something for boxers that they can actually.
So what's your solution? How do you, I think that's a question in terms of a letter to the NCAA, right? How do we make a boxing, a program in college?
I know Penn State. Matter of fact, I seen you're from West Virginia. They got I have a parent that's from West Virginia. He graduated, Rick Barney. They have a boxing program in West Virginia now, but not to talk about them. Just they got the wrong people. You need a real boxing coach in there to teach these kids, and but also that, like, again, that's an extracurricular activity. They're not has nothing to do
it's
with
like a club thing.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with their scholarship.
So how do you take it out? The question is, how do you take it out the club state?
And
bring it into the arena, because it's one of the biggest things in the Olympics.
Yeah, but they also talking about getting rid of it.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah,
they're talking about getting rid of it. So that's why it's so important for my son and Antwoine to really keep going and make this team, because 2028, they're talking about not having it no more because it's so corrupt. It's bad, you know. So boxing has a lot of good things, but the corruption behind it is bad. And there's no NBA. Like there's many different boxing companies. That's why you got the WBA, IBO. There's no NFL where it's just one league that everybody's trying to make it to. You can become pro just because you're over the age of 18. And it's just like you don't have to work to become pro. You know what I mean? It's just like anybody can become pro. And that's how people build their record up. They just find somebody that's your height, weight, whatever, with no experience, and you're going with an amateur that has 200 fights and they're knocking them out. And then boom, your record, now you're looking like you're 10-0, but you fought bums, people that didn't really train for it. Right. So the pro aspect of it is that's why some people really don't pay attention to it, because you got to work to get there, especially when you get to the top. But the way they got to the top, some people is just not taking the route like these amateur boxers are, where they got to fight the best. Like we look at our brackets like, God, everybody in this bracket is just as good as my son or better. The coach I'm coaching against, like, man, his fighter was just fought for a world title 2 months ago. Like, you know what I mean? That's the pressure that we have as amateurs. But as pros, you can slowly walk your fighter in and build them up off of a fake resume, you know?
Yeah. And I had a good friend of mine. We were in high school together, Larry Bonds. He fought back in the day. He fought like maybe 40, 50 fights, man. And good person. But, I mean, he loved the sport. But, man, he never got anything out the sport. I mean, he got everything out of him, you know. And other people may have gotten some money off of him. But he never really got anything for what he had put his body mind into.
Yep. Well, I apologize. I got a dinner date with my movie date with my daughter. So it's daddy and daughter. Yep. So I don't want to rush, but hey, that comes first.
Yeah. So we only got a couple of more minutes here.
Okay, then I'm gonna take them couple minutes. I'll just check. Dad, what you got? We're gonna be late for the movies.
So Lisa, real quick as we close out here, what do you see for the whole world that you're in, you guys in boxing, in terms of the personal training side of it?
Well, we would eventually like to do this full time. Boxing really helps Parkinson's patients. So we would like to, if we were there full time, we could help in the morning, the Parkinson's patients, and help them and have them, hit the bags. And it really helps with their tremors and things like that. There's so much we could do, but we just don't have enough time because, we have full-time jobs.
Well, yeah, I mean, there was a question up there. Can we put that? Yeah, your mom was a great social worker. Yeah. And there was another question up there. But was it a campaign, for effort for the sport into college? Yeah. I agree with you 100%. Yeah. It should be a sport. It should be a sport in college. Yeah. We just have to figure out how to get that, how to make that happen.
Right.
Exactly.
And then the other thing I like was that what you were talking about in terms of some of my good friends, particularly like Denzel Washington. I mean, when he's getting in shape, he gets in shape boxing. Right. Ever since he did, I kind of remember the name of the movie he did. Hurricane. Yeah. He that's his routine, to get in shape. I'm sure he's getting ready right now. He just finished, I think he's just finished the Equalizer 3, on the moves, or, on the boxing moves, Yeah, you see him, he's like, I'll never forget. I think it was 60 Minutes that interviewed him, and they did it at our Boys and Girls Club. He came in and he walked in, man. He was like, "What's up, man?" He was actually still in the character of Hurricane Carter. He stayed in character for like about 3 months after he did Hurricane. After the awards, he usually stay in character to after the awards are presented. Which is a little crazy, but a little scary. He came in, "What's up, man?"
can't help it. You gotta stay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it would, like for people for conditioning purposes, is a good thing to be in, right?
Yes.
For having people come to the gym, get in shape, boxing is a good thing for that. And, I think my wife says, do you have any upcoming events? If so, where are they?
Yeah, quite a few. Next Friday, about a half hour from here, we got they got show fights. We got a fight, Lancaster, PA. Then the following week we got New Jersey on Friday, and then we have Pittsburgh Saturday. And then in March we got the Golden Glove tournament. We got the Nationals in Detroit, so the qualifier to get ranked. My son and Daytwan both will be attending that. Yeah. So we got a lot of things coming up.
Oh man, awesome, man! I want to thank you guys for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on here with me.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Share it.
We appreciate
you're welcome. Now this was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and let me salute you on the great work you're doing with young people. I mean, we just need to clone you.
Yeah. Now we have the student of mine's, Noah, Caucasian boy. The reason why I said that, he came in with no rhythm whatsoever. I don't take kids under 8. So his dad's like little Joe Pesci, little short guy. Like he just was like, oh man, come on, he'll put in the work. I'll make him. I was like, all right, grab a drum roll. Had no rhythm, so I put James Brown on and told him just follow the beat. It's on beat but off beat. You're gonna get it. And honestly, probably one of the best boxers I have in the building. His father took us from 0 to 100, like with the grants and everything. It's like one point I was coming out of pocket just to pay for rent. Now we're in a facility that the city gives to us for free. We're still able to charge a small fee, but we're also able to have that room as far as like if a kid can't afford it, like, you know what, you don't have to worry about it, but I need your grades to be on point. I just had to tell a young man that just yesterday, matter of fact. And he's always coming around, just kept looking at us. We had the whole basketball program in there shooting around, had open gym, but he always being nosy, worried about what we was doing. So I told him, I said, just, hey, you get this application for me, bring it back. He said, I can't afford it. I said, I didn't ask you for money. Just come. But trust and believe, I don't care what you did in your past. I'm looking it up so I know who I'm dealing with. But at the same time, I don't want to see nothing bad on your record from here on out. So we're going to see how it is. I stopped by there this morning just to grab something real quick. And he was right there outside. He was like, you open today? I was like, come hit the bag for a little bit. At least I didn't know. She didn't know I stopped. I was like, just come. I thought I left something there. So I went there and just let him hit the bag for a good 10 minutes while I was talking to him. So it's a blessing just to be in that position to say yes or no.
Awesome, man.
Excuse me.
No problem, man. Thank you guys, man. And Lisa, always as usual, great to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
Yeah, and Antwoine, go hang out with your daughter. Have some fun.
Yeah. You got me seeing some crazy movie called Megan where the dog like talks to you or something. I don't know, something crazy.
Dad's got to do what Dad's got to do.
You on me? It's like she the parent. I'm ready to rush. I'm gonna just to get over there.
All right.
Thank you, host.
You're welcome. Hey, and I like to say thank everybody for each and every week coming on to support the Blueprint Podcast, man. I love you guys out there, man. Tomorrow we get to remember. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. all weekend, and hey, we still believe in his dream, right? And tomorrow we get to celebrate him. So enjoy it, particularly enjoy it with your family. I love you guys. I look forward to seeing you next week. So have a blessed weekend. And I always say, if you wake up tomorrow, make it your masterpiece. God bless you.
We really hope you enjoyed this episode of Lowe's More, the Blueprint Podcast. Stay connected and follow us at our website, www.lowesmore.com. That's LOWESMOORE.com. You can also join the discussion on Twitter @LowesMore and on Facebook @LowesMore Jr. As always, thank you for pushing your mindset towards a better reality. This concludes the most thought-provoking portion of your day. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this podcast to stay fully up to date with everything we're up to. Until next time, be kind to yourself and each other.
What they teaching is a joke, I ain't buying it like I'm broke. Insufficient funds.